what's been going on with your housing situation?
Darkest going on now, I'd say easily 2 years, where I'm in my car, out of my car, inside in a caravan. I've gone to my mother-in-law's on weekends. My aunt has taken me in. My mother, I've been in my mother's house. Like, it's everywhere.
Yeah. How long have you been sleeping in your car? No,
It's right now 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Before the 6 weeks, I was staying in my mother's until my son was 8.5 months old. And before that, I stayed inside my aunt's from September to January.
Yeah.
And then before that, I stayed in my car from April to September. And then before that, I stayed inside in a caravan from January to April till the council squashed the caravan.
But you were sleeping in a caravan because you couldn't find accommodation.
We actually had private housing, is what happened.
Right.
In 2022. And we had that from March till October when our landlord told us he wants us out.
Right.
And he was upping the rent from 1,250 up to 1,550.
And you just couldn't stay on top of it.
We couldn't keep on top of that. And the electricity, we were actually down in Kanturk. It was a lovely, lovely home. And I put my heart and soul into the house. Himself put his heart and soul into the house. We done absolutely everything. We had a lovely little home for ourselves, and we were delighted. And then October struck, and I actually stayed inside in a camper van outside my mother's house in October until November. And then we went to his mother's house. We stayed in her couch from November till about January, and we got the caravan because she said she does not have the space for us. And she doesn't. She has 7 people living there as it is. She's got her granddaughter, she's got her sons, daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws, everything inside in her house. And then we went from there, and it's been cars, camper vans, couches. Himself has been sleeping on a couch or else inside in cousins' rooms. He's jumping from A to B. While the whole time that I was in my mother's house after I had the baby, I've been jumping from couch to couch.
So when you get up in the morning,
I drive here from here.
You drive here to see your baby, and then your partner has to go to work for the day.
Yeah, so what I do is I'll drop my son out to Ballyknoe by night. I have him out there by about 6 o'clock because of traffic and everything else. Get out there, have our dinner, get small fella prepared for bed, bath him if he needs a bath, and then we'll put him up into the bed with his grandmother. He'll go to sleep with his grandmother. He could be up for 2 or 3 hours calling mom, dad, mama, dada, looking at the door, waiting for one of us to walk in, and we don't walk in. We can't walk in. Then the two of us, get ourselves prepared. Jordan goes and he grabs our blankets and our pillows from the boot. We have 3 storage boxes in the boot at the moment, one filled with my own clothes, one filled with his own clothes, and a third one just in case the baby needs something while I'm out. It's not normal. I can't even get my son into a routine there. Yeah. I can't even get my son into a routine.
Bounced, he's been dropped off here and dropped off there and picked up. Exactly. And he's sleeping.
And in the mornings, after I stay inside of my car, my mother-in-law will actually, because she's an hour away, she'll drive down the road. I'll meet her in Douglas, take my son, and I'll either come to my mother's house or I'll go to her own house.
Yeah.
So that my son isn't sitting inside the car for the day. It's like, and I've been to the housing officers, I've been to APS, I've been to council, and no help.
So you told me, right, that you filled out all the application forms. Yeah. Twice already. Is
twice
that right?
So far. I handed it in the first time, and they said that there was no application handed in. Okay. And I said, no, this was maybe 4 or 5 months after I was after handing it in. So I'm back in July of this year, and I handed in a brand new application, completely filled out. They asked for affidavits against my sister. I don't know what that was about. They actually don't even know what it was about themselves. And then this morning, another application came in the door for me to fill out. So you filled
it out twice already, and they just sent you something this morning saying they want
to fill out all over again.
Sounds to me like they're trying to make you give up.
It looks like that, and it seems like that, and it seems like they're just trying to push me off and palm me off. If we keep an eye on her, she'll leave. Well, every single day, I've got to be 10 out of 10. I can't. Like, there's not a moment where I can be upset. Not around my son, especially. I'll bring my son out to my mother-in-law's and hand him off by night, and that's when I get to have my little time to be upset. And I could cry for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. I mightn't even get a wink of sleep that night because I've been crying so much. And then the next day, I meet my son with a smile on my face and say, "What you want to do today, son?"
How old is your son react when you drop him off at night?
He screams.
Does he?
Sometimes he could be screaming. Other times then he could be mama, dada, mama, dada. And I could get a picture or a video of my son and he's going dada. And he's looking at the doorway.
Mm.
And we're not there to walk and then go, I'm here, son, you're okay. Instead, we send a video back and we go, we're here, son, it's okay. We love you. And we blow kisses through the phone and my son will go back through the phone to us.
Mm.
That's our
Did you
night.
ever think that you'd be having this type of relationship with your family?
Never.
Mm.
Never, ever, ever. Never did I think that a day would come where I'd have to hand my son off to his grandmother every single day of the week for 6 weeks, for 7 weeks, for 8 weeks, because this is carrying on for weeks.
Yeah.
And never, ever, ever did I want to have to hand my son off to anybody. It's tiring.
Yeah.
It is, like, it's really, really tiring. It's exhausting.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Saoirse, who has been sleeping in a car on and off for 2 years now, while her partner has a job which he works for 7 days a week, and she's got a baby who's not even a year old. Drops her baby off at night time at her mother-in-law's, goes to wherever she parks, sleeps for the night, and then goes to pick up her baby in the morning and goes to her mother's house, all because there is no housing available for her. There's nothing to rent, there's nothing to buy, there's no council housing available. Meanwhile, we've got thousands of people coming into this country every week who are being put up in, fine accommodation, fast-tracked onto the housing list. And the reason why I am campaigning, we need to put the Irish first. It's as simple as that. Right, so next week is voting day. Vote for somebody who's going to prioritise your family.